relationships and proximity are so important, and that's the reason that certain neighborhoods have certain. It feels like they have certain privileges, is because they watched people manage money, and people in lesser part of towns don't get to see that.
100%.
They watch people, get notices on their door for utilities being turned off, and in other neighborhoods, they're watching people move money and all that kind of stuff. And just you learn just from being in the room when it happens.
You know that old saying, "You are what you hang around."
Yeah,
but you also, you become what you see sometimes.
That's it,
right? And so that's why it's so important. Somebody got to stop it, right? Somebody has to stop it, like what you're doing with your kid. Somebody has to have the information, and then you got to pass it down, right? And that's what's key. I
was always told, if you don't know what to invest in dirt and precious metals,
100%.
If it all else fails, right? So I know. Let's talk about the dirt part for a minute, right? The real estate. So guys, most when you look at people that manage money in the world of banking and everything else, they always mess around in real estate. So think about that for a second. Okay, so the people that are in charge of the money see enough value to make real estate dirt a part of their portfolio. Let's 100%. Talk about that. So what was your entry into that industry? How'd you get in?
Actually, I used to see my dad when I was young. I didn't have an idea what he was doing, but this is, flipping houses, so to speak. And I used to be in these houses and see people working, and I didn't know what they was doing until I got a little older. And then, they were real estate agents, right? And then they became real estate investors. So I also had some uncles that did the same thing. I'm just doing what I saw.
Right.
I didn't realize that until I got older. Why did I get into real estate? I was just doing what I saw. So I got my real estate license, right? That's actually how my ascent in banking was, because of real estate. And so, the old saying, they don't make no more dirt.
That's right.
They don't make any more dirt. So a lot of times it could be luck, but you always buy it. There is people that I know that have bought property in some of the most dilapidated areas of Nashville because that's all that they could afford at the time. But then 10, 15 years later, it turned into Germantown.
Yep.
It turns into Lenox Village.
Yep.
And jackpot, right? And so what you got to do is understand the value of money. And so, yes, when you invest in the dirt, in the land, it's scarce. They can't make any more. So it has to increase in value over time. A precious metal, it has to increase in value over time, because there's only so much that can be made.
That's right.
What are they doing now? They making, what are the lab diamonds?
Lab diamonds.
Yeah, lab diamonds now. You know what I mean? Because you can buy a lab diamond now that's a tenth of what the same size real diamond costs.
That's right.
And because that's just, it is what it is. So yes, if you got some extra coins sitting around, you invest in dirt. There is not a wealthy person on the face of this earth that does not have a real estate portfolio.
That's right. That's right.
It does not exist.
That's right. So again, the hardest thing is just getting started. Like at 40, I'm 45 this year. The hardest part about working out is getting started. It hurts every time.
It hurts.
But once I get through it, the one thing is I never regret doing it.
Yes.
Never regret starting.
You know why? Because you see the results.
That's right.
Once you see the results, that energizes you to keep going back.
That's right.
And you start to feel good. Right? You do a real estate deal, you make a little money. You're not going to be sad after that.
That's right.
You're going to want to go do it again.
That's right.
And so you just keep doing it again. But just make sure, a lot of people are scared of real estate because of the access to it. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
But as long as you understand the information and you have a banker that's your real partner, that can teach you how to not to make a mistake, and how to use the OPM, the other people's money, and leverage that to go get your first piece of real estate. Now, don't go. This is Nashville now. Don't go crazy. Don't go buying $600,000-$700,000 houses and it's your first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still some opportunities where you can buy a rental property. True story. A guy that used to work for me, he was a rapper. And when he got too old rapping, he started throwing parties around Nashville. And so as he got a network that's out of this world. So when he wanted to do real estate, I said, man, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to teach you how to take all those people and bring them over here to the real estate world. The first deal you should do, though, is your own house. You should be the real estate agent on your own house. He did that. But guess what I told him after that? In 2-3 years, that should become a rental. Go buy another one and do it again and do it again. It's small steps like that. That's why they say home ownership is the key to the American dream if you do it right. Not just one, keep doing it.
Right.
And so that's the key. It's just understanding what you're getting into, making sure you're not sucking yourself into a bad deal like how, most people did. When was the housing crisis hit?
08.
08. You know, when you had this adjustable rate, they gave you 1%.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden it flipped to 12% in 5 years, and now you can't afford it. As long as you understand the paperwork, like the student loan piece, then you'll be good to go.
All right. So we've talked about getting into it, entering into all that stuff. So let's take somebody like old Nick over here.
Okay.
All right. So I've got the house that I live in. We've got other pieces. We've got some commercial. All right. We like the space we're in today. We lease. I wanted to buy it, couldn't buy it, but it made sense. But the ultimate goal is to not lease the place that we operate out of to own it, right?
Correct.
So that's always the goal, to own it all. But there's good things for both. Like, a lot of times there's good tax programs for not owning a car and leasing a car for the business and whatnot. So where should be, like, when you're in the position that I'm in, where, let's just say there's a 7-figure portfolio. All right. The only debt is, let's call it good debt. Debt that, aside from the house that I live in, all the other debt cash flows.
Okay.
What would be the next place that I might want to look? Would it just be wash, rinse, repeat, or is there a bigger play that I might start to look into?
You can never have enough.
Okay.
So you can continue to wash and repeat, or you might want to take a step up. Maybe more expensive properties, and maybe not do it by yourself.
Okay.
Maybe some type of syndication.
Is there a resource for when you want to find like-minded people like that to go in on stuff like that? Is there hubs anywhere?
Yeah, you call Corey Hammonds.
Let's go, baby.
Just a little plug for myself, but no, you get with like-minded people that do these things, right? It's what we talked about earlier. It's other people's money as well. You might be the person that you might want to get into hotel development. I'm just throwing something out there. Apartments, right? As you do the single families and you do some commercials, the next progression is multi-units.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So, but guess what? You need to find somebody that's doing that. A lot of times when you get into these deals, apartments, it might be a 20-unit apartment. You don't put all your money up for that. You might find a group of friends, y'all go in on the equity, right? And then go to the bank and, get the rest, right? You start there. And you never know what it can progress into.
Right.
And that's how real estate investors and developers, that's how they start. A lot of times they do their owns, the 1s and 2s, right? The 1 doors, 2 doors.
Yep.
But then eventually they go into syndications, where it's basically just 4 people of like mind that have some extra cash. They go in on a development or real estate investment together. That's usually how it works.
Got it.
And then you take that, right? If you did 20 doors, right? 20 units, that's, that could be the same equivalent of 10 houses in one property. Then you just keep multiplying. You keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. Same thing with commercial.
That's it.
Right. We're in a strip mall, so to speak.
Yep.
Right. You can lease one space in it. You can find one that's a condo and own one space in it.
Yep.
Or you can own the whole thing.
Yep.
Or better yet, you could develop the whole thing. Right?
That's right.
So it's just an elevated mindset that, once you do the foundation, like I said before, the foundation and the principles are the same.
People need to understand when it comes to banking that each bank is its own, has its own identity, has its own in-house programs. Yep. There's a big difference between, one steakhouse and another one. Yeah. And obviously if you're, I would say that steakhouse marketing is not geared at vegetarians.
Correct.
It's so understanding who you are in the big scheme of things and being able to vet those things out. So I'm sure people come to you all the time and there's scenarios of, you know what, man, this is the bank that you need to, there's probably a lot of referrals and.
Yeah, sometimes it is. I do it a lot actually. So Citizens specifically, we have our own niche, right? Our primary market is serving the underserved and the underbanked. It's really more knowledge based, giving out the information. That doesn't mean, though, we can't serve corporate America and small business and nonprofits. Our niche is anybody that supports that mission. That's the reason why you bank with us. Now, you do have folks that come in and mostly it's corporate type.
Yeah.
Right? Or somebody, I'll be honest with you. Hey, I know a guy across the street at XYZ Bank. They might have a better program that I have to offer right now. And vice versa. Somebody might call me, Corey, we only lend in a box at the big boys. Like we can only do things a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? But I know you can be very, very flexible.
Yep.
Right? You can be very creative in your financing structure. Shout out to Joan Fleming. She's my SVP of residential mortgages. True story. We was at happy hour at J. Alexander. We wrote out. She was telling me about some issues that she was having with people qualifying for mortgages.
Okay.
And because she's a vet in the business, they should be able to have access to this, that, and the third. And we wrote it out on a napkin. On a napkin at the bar on West End. And created our own down payment assistance program.
Wow.
From the notes that we wrote on the napkin.
Yeah.
We've I think right now we're at 1.1 million that we have funded ourselves in down payment assistance for folks.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not speaking on somebody gave through some foundation or through some charity. And then I'm talking about we went in our back pocket and put our money where our mouth is.
Incredible.
That's the difference between Citizens and most banks.
Gotcha.
We're never going to be the biggest bank. I'm not going to lie to nobody about that. We're never going to be the biggest bank.
That's a good thing in my opinion.
It's not, but we are going to be the most impactful. I can guarantee you that before it's all said and done.
You know, you, as you're talking, all these light bulbs are going off, you know, and again, when you're young, that's when you should take the most risks, you know, because you have time to recover. Versus when you're older, you kind of gotta be a little smarter and learn to protect too.
Right.
Well, think about that. How long's the bank been around? How much risk have they taken, and how much risk? How are they in? How much of their portfolio is in protect mode versus growth mode?
And that's the good thing. Banking in general is conservative. In general, banks don't grow real fast, and you know that's what people got to understand. And that's why when we talked about earlier, meet people where they're at. Sometimes I got to be honest with folks.
Yeah,
you're not ready to take this money because here's the consequences that come with it.
Yeah.
If I give you this money and your business idea is not up to par yet, you know, you're putting 10, 15 years of your financial life in jeopardy.
Ooh.
You don't want to do that.
No, that's a long time.
So sometimes, you know, people might not like what the banker says, but in the long run, it's like your parents. In the long run, you be like, oh man, I get it now.
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad he didn't allow me to make that mistake.
That's a great point, man.
So
that's a great point.
I just think, man, at the end of the day, don't lie to your banker, right? Get you some budgeting, understand how money works, right? And know who you are, and know where you're at,
man,
in business and in life, and just, you know, keep trucking.
Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more, and visit nickhyder.com.